to slide that chair up a little?
There we go. I got you perfect right there. You just go ahead.
What TechBridge and Accenture has done is just wonderful, because I've been in with other computer conversions and so forth, and you have come in and looked at how we did things and customized it to us. And we've got such diversity with the hospice, the Hope House and the children, and the senior care, that you was able to accommodate all functions into one system. And that's just phenomenal. It's just really excited about that. That's just, you know, a great feat accomplished.
You know, and I hate to say this, especially with the camera running, but you know, the magic here is really in the platform. Mm-hmm. The ability for us to go find an enterprise class platform like Salesforce.com that gives us that ability to integrate all of the different pieces and parts of your organization and the processes is really the magic. It's not something that TechBridge, you know, necessarily can take credit for, other than just knowing it's out there and being able to position that with you and say, well, of all the choices, because there are millions, this is the best choice to give you one integrated platform to accomplish all of the data tracking needs that you have for your processes. And then, you know, just like we found out in this user group, you know, there's a lot of things that we can now, that we're playing with it, we can see, yeah, we should have, you know, said this differently during the requirements. We should have been more clear here. You know, we should have listened better, you know, in some cases, you know, because we don't know what you do and we don't do it with you every day. So that you know, environmental conflict, right? We're not in your environment, you're not in ours. And so we have to kind of learn each other a little bit as we go through the process. But it still winds up, for us, being a really, really powerful tool set. And then to your point, Martha, it's all about, for us, making life easy for the nonprofits. How do we get you into, you know, some very sophisticated automation, but not make it hard or complicated for you to use the tool set? That's the real, you know, kind of the pixie dust here that I think Dana brings to the table, and the Accenture process has really helped us, you know, figure that out. So, anything else you'd like to?
Overall, the system is very easy to use. You know, so training is not a big hurdle to jump, you know, because it is very easy to use. And the big plus is you've brought us from technology standpoint 25 years in the past to present day. Wow. And so that's a real excitement.
Awesome. Did you ladies like to say anything for the video?
I like to say, as I said before, I've been working through about 4 different programs, and going down to one program is really a blessing, and it's going to be just awesome to be able to utilize the program. One of the other things, I guess from a data standpoint, entry perspective, is that the Salesforce program is very easy. It's easy to input data. I don't find it to be very hard at all. It is a very easy program. It doesn't take a lot to train someone on. It's fairly simple, and it does have all of the information that we are actually going to need for all of the ministries that we do have here. So thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Now, Katrina, your role here again.
Right. I work as a pediatric nursing assistant, and I provide administration and staff support. So I help the nurses, I do correspondences, I input the patient's information, I keep up with all of the data and the statistical data, and I actually have to create different reports for different people who have different needs. So this is essential because I was having to pull different data from, let's say, from Razor's Edge, pull data from Excel, pull data from Word to get the specific needs met for a particular staff person. And then I would have to do something different for somebody else, and then do something different and go into another program for someone else. So to have everything condensed into one program is really, 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 really a blessing. So thank you again.
Oh, no, our pleasure. And Tammy, your role, and what do you think?
My role is kind of similar to Katrina, but on the other side, the hospice side. I pretty much assist Myrna in doing in-services with the nurses and the CNAs, and help the administrative staff, and I also help the senior care program that we have. And I was going to mention that one of the things that Mr. Mike Sorrow would always ask us is for the number of hours of our participants in the senior care program. And Shelley and I would have to go to Martha, or would sit down and just try to count up the hours. Well, this tracks it for us, and which is going to be such a huge saving of time for us and Martha and everybody involved. And then, like Katrina was saying, having all of it in one system, because I do all the employee files too. And right now what I'm doing is manually going through every employee file, writing everything on paper, putting in an Excel spreadsheet, and then having to go in and update it when they have their TB, their hepatitis, whatever else. And this, hopefully, in the future will track all of that for us, which is very exciting for me.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
We're looking at this new system saving Katrina at least 3 to 4 hours a month, just in time, just running reports. So we got to get the statistics down for the other areas, but just the one area alone, that's going to be a big savings.
But I'm concerned because I won't have anything to do.
I'll talk to Janice. I bet you she can come up with something for you. All right.
No, what's exciting to me though is what I said all along is, you know, it's not so much for us just today, but down the road for the people, because some of the people who are here today are not going to be here forever, and some of the people who may be coming on board may very well be accustomed to the new technology we have today, and looking at a paper chart would just be crazy to them. And so it's exciting for the future of this place. It just shows vision, long-term vision, which is good.
Great. And so your interactions with the TechBridge team, how would you talk about anything about my team?
Yes, it's wonderful. In fact, Martha can tell you, one day I was on the phone with Joe for about 3 hours, just meeting Joe personally, and he walked through. I was really having a lot of questions, and so I just picked up the phone, and he stayed on the phone with me, and we walked through the whole program. I asked him tons of questions, which he got back with Martha about, some glitches that I was running into, and it was wonderful. And like I was saying one ago today, you guys being here was great. Yeah, asking all the questions.
The implementation team was wonderful. Everybody knew their area, and they had worked tirelessly putting it all together. Dana and Joe especially have just done a fabulous job in putting in many hours of putting this together and making this work for us, and we are eternally grateful.
You paid her to say I do.
One of the things I can say is, like, looking at the program, like, I know that I don't know a lot about technology. I can use it to some extent, but actually creating programs and stuff, I know it has to be hard. I know that it has to take a lot of time. I know that it has to take a lot of mental capacity and energy and stuff like that to do it, even though they might love it or it's something that they might consider second nature. I know that on the back end there's a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of thought processes that actually are involved in that. So for that, I want to say thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Any else? Any other closing comments? Second thoughts, regrets?
Marilyn, it was the first time, I guess, on an implementation team, but she was a registered nurse. Her coming on board on the team gave our nurses a comfort level, knowing that a registered nurse was on the team, the implemented. And so that's
good.
That was a nice comfort level.
And so overall, you had pretty good involvement from the people that are using the system early on, and you feel like that was pretty important.
Yes. Well, everybody had to be, to me, that was important to me, to get everyone involved and have what we call the buy-in, so they could be involved, and this is their program, not mine. I'm the IT person, but it's not my program, it's their program, because they have to use it every day.
Okay.
So.
And you guys over on the other side, you feel like that was, pretty important to you, that you had that opportunity to spend with Joe and, really get your questions answered.
Absolutely. And it's good because any questions I have, Martha can tell you, I've been in her office many days saying, this, giving her a little note and this, and she'd check on it and she'd come back with an answer, or it was already fixed before I even got an answer. It was just already fixed. Martha had called Joe, and Joe had, went in and fixed whatever the little issue was. I was locked out of the screen one time and couldn't figure out why, and so Martha contacted Joe. They got it, the problem solved, and it was good.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to turn this thing off now. I will tell you that